Hello everyone and welcome back to the next video in our Fusion 360 series here. We are going to talk about, in this video, converting pictures to SVGs and then uploading them to Fusion 360. And so I am here in the Autodesk hub, and if you don't know this website, if you are in one of my classes, this will work for you. If you are watching this video and from a different class, then this is not going to be successful for you. Oh, it's beyond where I can draw. Okay, well, above this red box that I'm drawing in my presentation here, you'll see a website that says bomusd.autodesk360.com. Alright, go to that website, and that will give you this view that I'm looking at. And you'll want to make sure when you sign in, it'll say Grizzly Engineering for you right here. That's our team. Okay, if it doesn't, click over here and make sure you've selected the correct team to be signed into. Okay, once you're here, let's open a new tab and go find an image that we want. So somebody was asking me about Hot Wheels, so I'm going to type in Hot Wheels. And then I'm just going to go to images, and we'll find a picture, a good side view, something that would be convertible. What I like to do is type SVG after my search. Okay, alright, so there's we could make a 3D of that. Let's see, like a good, easy car one. Oh yeah, that truck, but it's got a bunch of other stuff attached to it. Alright, not digging the Hot Wheels results, so instead I'm going to go with Batman SVG. If I can type, there we go, and I like this right here. I think I even made this on the CNC machine. One of my former students has it, who was also a Batman fan. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say Save Image As. And Batman logo, perfect. It's going to go to my downloads folder, excellent. Save, and I'm going to say show in folder, and then bring that over. And I'm going to look here at type, and it says Microsoft Edge. Right? It said it was an SVG when I was about to save it. That usually doesn't happen. So we're going to go through the conversion process here with this image and see if it makes me look like a fool. Okay, so I'm going to go another tab. I love tabs. I think the more I have open, the better. And then about every 2 or 3 days, I just close them all and start over. So what was I doing? SVG converter. There we go. Just type that in, and this first one picks SVG. That comes up and seems to work pretty well for me. All right, I'm going to go to right here where it says upload picture. See if I can get my mouse to go back on the clicks and click right there. Alright, so then I have to go to my downloads folder again and find, oh, how about that? It won't recognize. Let's change this to all files. There we go. Let's see if it'll let me. See, didn't like that. Made a fool out of me. Okay, well, let's just go back and say Batman logo. And, ooh, that one's kind of fun. Alright, let's do that one. And we'll say save image as. It's going to be a PNG this time. Save that. Go over here and upload it. Okay. Back on my upload screen. Realize I did that kind of fast. It's the magic of video, right? Going too fast. Pause it. Rewind it. Watch it again. Okay. Just essentially what I did was download a new picture. I already covered how to with the first picture. Right. Then I switched tabs back to my SVG converter. I pressed the button that said upload, and now I'm about to select from my downloads file this Batman picture right here. Okay, and then I just scroll down the bottom of the page. Here's my original. Here's my SVG. I don't like all these crazy lines in here, and so I'm going to change some things. All right, oh, that looks worse. So let's try, it was on edge 2. So I'm going to try edge 3. So, oh gosh, that's very worse. Let's try edge 4. That's awful. Internal 1. Hey, there we go. That looks really good. Okay, and I always like to just see what they all look like. Internal 2, I can't tell the difference. And internal 3, that one looks larger. So I'm going to go with that. So I found the option that works the best. You can change the color of it. I don't know. I usually just leave them black because they're going to become a hole in something usually when I make them. So once I make this thing in real life, the color that it was on the screen isn't really relevant to me. So I'm going to say download the SVG. And now I can say show in folder. And it has a weird name, so I'll right click and I'm going to rename it BAT, and you do all caps, Batman SVG. There we go. Okay, I'll go back to my Fusion team. I'll go find our class folder, Intro to Engineering. And that's over here. Open. There it goes. Okay. Now it's over here. Okay, you're going to go to the student folder and find your folder where you're allowed to upload stuff. I am going to do the assignment folder. So I'm going to go in here. And look at that. I haven't even made a folder for lesson 6 yet. So since I'm here, let's do new folder. And we'll call it lesson. Boy, 6. What was lesson 6 titled? Oh yeah, design, workflow, text, and images. Copy. Put that right there. Paste. Go. Okay. We now have a lesson 6 folder where I'm going to go into. All right, so I'm in the lesson 6 folder. Hopefully you have made your way into the students folder and found your folder. All right, and that is where you will be able to upload. I'm going to say I'd like to upload a file, please. All right, I'll get my Batman SVG. Waiting. And ta-da! There's my Batman SVG. Great. What do I do with it? Well, now we go back to Fusion, which I have open on my other monitor. So I'm going to drag that over here where you can see it. Put that right there. And if I go out, I'm going to go to the same folder. Intro to Engineering, Assignments. Hey. Oh, there it is. It took a second to appear. Scared me. Open lesson 6. Oh, it's working. Okay. Internet's been slow today. There it is. Batman SVG. I'm going to put a Batman in here next. You know what? Let's do this the proper way. New design. Now I'm going to insert and say I would like to insert an SVG. I'll select my Batman SVG. I'll say stick it on this plane right here. Oh, it's over, so it's hiding. You can see it back here. Like I said, it rarely goes in the place you would want it to. So let's just bring it over here, kind of middle of the screen. Right, I can change the size. Like that, whatever, that's fine. I do want to flip it though. I like it right side up. And maybe somebody out there can tell me why this thing is so far away from the image. That would be convenient if it was right here. But anyway, there's my SVG, and I'm happy with it. Cha-ching. Boom. I now have a sketch that I'm going to name Batman. BTMAN SVG. And if I want to turn that into a 3-dimensional object, finish that sketch. I thought I already did that. Oh, let's make it a 1/4-inch Batman. Ta-da! There's 1/4-inch Batman. All right. Now I have a model of a Batman. If I want this thing to be a keychain, I'll punch a hole in it somewhere. Right, and then I can put it on my keyring. We can 3D print this. If you come back in Engineering 2, I'll teach you how to program it on the CNC machine. You can cut it out of metal or plastic or some other material, really pretty much whatever you like. We could also laser cut this, and we might get into how to laser cut some things a little bit later on this semester. So I'm going to save this as, let's call it Batman keyring. All right, save. Do a quick inspection here. I'm going to just click the measure tool and select this point out here and point over here. How big is this thing? It's 4 inches long. That's a tad large for a keyring. So go back to my original sketch. Let's double click on here and see if I can resize that. Now, I think I've run into this problem before. I haven't been able to edit the SVG once I exit it. Getting this to bring back up the resizing thing has been a bit of an issue. But what I can do is exit my sketch, and I can go up here to modify, and I believe there's an option to scale things under modify. So we're going to say scale, and I want to scale that guy. And I want uniform scaling, and I want it to be 1/4 the size. There we go. So it'll be 1 inch across instead of 4. There we go. Now look at that. It's just as big as it was before. Only this time, when I measure it, get that out of the way. Click on that wing. Oops, I don't think I got another wing. Okay, let's try again. Point. Let's get a point over there. Now it's 1.1 inches across. All right. So just another illustration of, I think in a previous video, we talked about dimensioning things versus looking at them on the screen and saying, well, it's this big, right? Well, because it's 1.1 inches, I'm just zoomed in really close, right? If I'm still 1.1 inches, and it just looks tiny on my screen. Okay. All right. So I think we got converting the SVG, how to get it into Fusion, what to do with it. Let me just add a quick hole somewhere. And if you still feel reluctant to go to the hole tool, I don't know why. This creates, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a point on my wing here. About there. I'm not going to dimension it for now. Just use the hole tool. Move this over. So that guy. Ooh, that's a little bit big. Right, 1 hole. Doesn't work. Oh, what in the world? That's what I was doing. That one. There. There we go. And I want to say the distance. I want it to go all the way through. See, it's a good thing I didn't dimension my point. So, I'm going to just move that. Oops. I didn't mean to unselect it. So there's my 0.1 hole, but it takes a bite out of my wing. So I'll just go back over here, open that sketch, move it over a little bit, finish. That looks better. Might end up making that hole smaller. I don't actually know off the top of my head how big of a hole I need for a keychain. We'll figure that out later and come back and adjust. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys. What I want you to do in this assignment is, so the assignment, I think before these videos, I talked about making something that is your own. All right, make a couple of different parts. I want you to incorporate some text. I want you to incorporate an SVG image somewhere, and I want you to, what was the other thing we talked about? Oh, to make a 3D model of an object from our classroom, right? I gave you a list, and if you need help picking a thing, just come ask me. I can help you out. I've got plenty of practice stuff around that you can model. And let's do this for when you turn this assignment in. Go back to my data panel. And again, I'm going to do this in lesson 6. I'm going to say new folder. And I'm going to say lesson 6 submission. All right. going to create a folder, right? And I want you to create a folder with this same name inside of your student folder. And then I want you to put all of the things that you make, because you might do text on one thing and SVG on a different thing, and make a 3D model of a third thing that is like the remote control to the TV in our classroom, or the stapler, or something like that. Maybe it's the telephone or water bottle. I don't know. So you might have 3 different things for this assignment. And so I will know where to go look for your files by looking for the folder called Lesson 6 Submission inside of your Fusion 360. All right. So don't forget that very critical step. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to find your work, which makes it hard to grade. And look at that. 15 minutes again. Man, I have like a knack for 15-minute videos. So we have 3 15-minute videos in a 67-minute class, a 77-minute class. So that still gives you a half hour to actually like do the work, aside from just watching videos. So probably nobody's going to finish this in one class period. That's okay. You'll have time to finish it at home, and the next time you're sitting around waiting for a machine to open up, you can work on this. All right. See you guys next time.